Hello and welcome to this video for Spider-Man. I am Frankcubed, and in this video I will show you all 55 backpack locations. So let's get started. And now the first item that we will retrieve will be in Chinatown. It is an item that the game forces us to get, so you can't miss this one, not even if you tried. So here we go. The first item you'll get is a menu from the first date between Peter and Mary Jane Watson, back in happier times. Aww. To find our next item, we're going to start atop this police headquarters building, and now we're going to go all the way up top to this glass building across the way, and then web our way to the top of the satellite dish to where we'll find a VIP nightclub card back when Peter used to mooch off his very rich friend. To find this next item, I'll start on the corner of FDR and Pitt. From there, I'll go down the street until I see this urgent care building. Once I see this, I'll then scale up the building up to the point where I see the logo heart. And there, I'll find Peter Parker's hospital bill back when he broke his arm. The injury wasn't a very big deal because he has 7 more arms. Because he's a spider. To find this next item, I'm going to start on the corner of Meath and Mott, which is right in front of a store called Pecking Meat. From there, I'll go down this alley and keep walking forward until I see this red paint atop the Lucky Tiger Jackpot Feast restaurant. It's here where we'll find a thank you card from a little kid that was so happy that Spider-Man brought back his red balloon that he had just received from his best friend, a clown living in the sewer. For our next item, I'll start on the corner of Christie and Eldridge. From there, I'll go down the street and past the fat panda to my right. We'll continue forward, and we'll eventually make a left into the alley, to where we'll find next to a dumpster a cute little spider plushie. We're now going to start atop this building, to where we'll have to scale the building across the way that has a giant clock on it. From there, we'll run all the way up onto the right side, where we'll find our next item, which happens to be an experimental glue of some sort, possibly for kids. For this next item, I'm going to start at the bridge at the very edge of the map. From here, I'm going to travel all the way down until the wall on our left disappears. Once this happens, I'm going to hook a hard U-turn and go all the way back up through this alley. At the very end, we'll then find a sketch that Peter probably drew while Mary Jane was yelling at him for not taking out the trash. We're now going to start in this area where it looks like a bunch of Ys pointing at each other on the map, when we're actually in front of a basketball court. From here, we'll move forward and head towards the tan building in the distance. From there, we'll scale the wall, where we'll find a comic book that looks suspiciously like the one I drew back when I was 18. We're now going to start in front of the June Krause Theater. From there, we're going to go down the street and eventually make a left into an alley and head towards a series of blue dumpsters. It's here where we'll find our next item, which is a helmet fragment from good old Fishbowl Head. We're now going to start in front of the Quality Meat Store. From here, we're going to head towards these set of buildings, move up them, drop down, and then head towards the brick building where the fire escapes are. It's here where we'll find an item from the Spidey Squad, Spider-Man's personal fan club. We're now going to start atop this wiggly worm-shaped building, as you can see on the map, and drop all the way down to the street below. From there, once we land, we're going to move forward and eventually hook a left into this area we're going to find our next item, which is a business card from Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, aka the worst boyfriend in the Marvel Universe. For this next item, we're going to start on the corner of East 114th Street and FDR. From here, we're going to head towards the wall with the graffiti on it, scale the wall, and move all the way up this really tall smokestack. It's here where we'll find the very blatant and cheap knockoff of the bat signal, the Spidey signal. For this next item, we're going to start here in this old school McDonald's playpen area. We'll then head towards this rock and scale the wall. Once over, we're going to head towards the walkway onto the left and follow it all the way down until we find our next item hanging above on a wall, which happens to be a magnet given to Peter from J. Jonah Jameson, the owner of the second best flat top in the universe. Second only to Street Fighter's Guile. Sonic Boom! For our next item, we're going to start in front of the Avengers Tower logo. From here, we're going to climb up. All the way up. Up very, very high. I believe the Avengers Tower is the highest building in the game. So keep on climbing. Keep on climbing so high that the air where I am at is getting thin. And we'll keep going until we reach the very top, where we'll find the item, a Vial of Sand, that may or may not be street slang for some sort of drugs. Our next starting point is in front of this fancy building. From here, we're going to run up the stairs, like Rocky, and then scale up the wall, unlike Rocky. And we're going to keep going until we reach the roof, where we'll find an old school camera. A camera so old that it uses actual film to produce pictures. Film! For this next item, we'll start at this winged female statue. From here, we'll move up the stairs and head towards the dome structure to the left. To which, on the roof of the dome, we're going to find a flyer to wrestle Crusher Hogan, who's replaced by Bonesaw McGraw in the movies, who is acted by the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh! Yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage, yeah. For our next item, I'm going to start at this baseball diamond right here. From here, I'm going to drop down and head into the bushes and move forward until I fall into the street below. From here, I'm going to follow the path all the way down and to the right, to where under the bridge I'll find our next item, which happens to be a Nintendo Switch. For this item, we're going to start in front of the Oscorp building. From here, we're going to drop down below to where the basketball courts are, turn around, and start climbing the wall. After we pass a few floors and become equal height to this lamppost, we'll find our next item, a piece of stealth suit, which doesn't appear to be working because I can see it. I'm going to start in this area with these tennis courts, and now move forward, climb this chain link fence, and hop over. From there, we're now going to head towards the building to our left, head on top of the roof, where we'll find a bottle of Fisk spices, which I imagine makes your food taste like the Kingpin, I guess? We're now going to start on this wooden planked roof, and to our left will be a green roofed building. We're going to drop down there and grab our next item, which is a keychain, which has some inspirational words. For this next item, we'll start in front of this museum with all these pictures of dinosaur bones and such, move forward and run under the United States flag, scale the wall all the way up, and then we'll start to see this slight walkway. We'll now follow the walkway until we find our next item, which is a good luck card for Peter Parker. To find this next item, we'll start above this circular fountain thing. We'll now drop below and make our way up the building towards the left side. From there, we'll jump off and reclaim ourselves to the next building. It's here where we'll find a news article written by Peter Parker's former girlfriend. She broke his heart. For this next item, we're going to start on the corner of 59th Street and 12th Avenue. From here, we're gonna turn around and head down towards this long docks. We're going to go all the way to the end and then start climbing the wall to where we'll find Harry Potter's pair of glasses. For this item, we're going to start on the solar panel in this huge construction site area. From here, we'll head down towards the graffiti on the wall and drop down to the ditch below. Be careful of the train that passes by every once in a while because it's an instant kill. And now go ahead and enter into the tunnel, and a little ways in to the left will be an old cell phone. Look at that old thing. Ancient. Now we're going to start atop this giant crane. From here, we're going to drop to the roof on our left, jump to the storage unit ahead of us, and now web sling to the bottom part of the crane to where we'll find our next item, which is an article telling the truth about Spider-Man. For this item, we're going to start on this circular kind of type building and then swing ourselves to the building across the way that's made completely of glass. From there, we're going to run all the way up. And once we get to this location, we'll find a physics book to where if you listen to the audio in game, it says it's bulletproof. But if you turn the book around, you can see that the bullet went all the way through. What the heck? For this item, we're going to start on these small chimneys in front of these loading docks. From there, we'll jump down, scale the wall, and make our way forward towards this giant yellow machine. From there, we're going to use our web slings to get on top of the upper platform. And you're going to find yourselves on a series of beams. I don't know why, but I found these slippery and fell off of them quite many times. So just be careful. And once you reach the end, you'll find a vial of lizard blood. For this item, we'll start on the corner of Amsterdam and 32nd. We'll then move forward between the set of spiraling stairs and another stairs for like a giant or something. Go into the alley towards the graffiti. And then up in the corner, you'll find a Vulture Jammer, which I believe is a musical instrument for vultures. For this next item, we're going to drop down to the street below in front of this church, which happens to be Matt Murdock's favorite. We'll then move forward and then hook around to the back of the church and start walking up the wall. Once on the roof, we'll look behind ourselves and find a broken contact lens, a keepsake. Next, we're going to start in this building where there's a rooftop pool. We're now going to take a quick little dip and swing ourselves forward to the building to our slight left. From there, we're going to keep moving forward where against the wall where we'll find Yuri's business card. Silly Peter. Just call 911. For this item, we're going to start atop this building and drop down below. And then from there, we'll head towards the wall with the slight greenery, climb our way up here, and just above, we'll find the most important ingredient of every knuckle sandwich. For this item, we'll start at the giant crow's nest billboard. We'll now just take a quick stroll to the wall over here, to where we'll find Peter's college thesis, in which he got an A grade. A standing for alright. For this item, we're going to start atop the Oscorp building balcony helicopter area. And from here, we're going to jump off, headed towards the roof that has like a red donut looking roofing on top. It's here on the roof where we'll find a piece of Shocker's suit, allowing Peter to finally complete his Shocker voodoo doll. Next, we're going to start atop this roof where we can see the Avengers Tower in the background. We're now going to dive all the way to the street below because it looks cool. And then we're going to run all the way up this building because that also looks cool. And from there, we're going to get to a roof that has like this circular design type thing. And on the left, we'll find an old job application, possibly to Walmart or something like that. Probably Starbucks. For this next item, we're going to start in the park, right above a lineup of sun chairs. We're now going to move forward where the hot dog cart is, jump over the railing to the rocks, and start to climb this pillar. And as you can see, for some reason I have trouble grabbing this one. But eventually, once you do, you'll find a set of ticket stubs. First, we're going to start in front of this Colexco building. We're now going to revolve around and aim ourselves towards the building with the slanted roof. We're now just going to make a series of web slings and runs and such to finally get to the building to where we want. And from there, we'll find an old dirty shirt. Oh, the lengths we'll go to not do the laundry. We're now going to start on the corner of Freight Street and East 42nd. From there, we're going to move forward into this dark alley, make a right, and start climbing the wall. And from here, we'll just keep going up until we eventually find the item, which is a Spidey tracker, which to me kind of looks like a bed bug. Now we're going to start on FDR and 38th and head down the street towards this half tunnel area. And we're going to walk under the tunnel, and at the midway point, we're going to cling ourselves to this wall. I said cling ourselves to this wall. There you go. And crawl till you're upside down, and there on top of the roof is where we'll find the snow globe. Now we're going to start on top of this building and jump over to this fancy castle-like thing with pillars and spires and such. And from there, once we land on the roof, we're going to move forward into this crow's nest type area where we'll find Rhino's toenail. For this next item, we're going to start on top of this roof and leap our way towards the building with the windowed glass star snowflake thing. And once we're there, we're going to move forward where we'll find a failed apartment application. Next, we're going to start atop these lampposts that are hanging above a set of basketball courts. From here, we're going to drop down, scale the fence, cross the street like a chicken, and climb the wall. Once there, we're going to find a one-day Oscorp visitor's pass. Peter should have sprung for the annual. We're now going to start in front of this large decorative archway thing, turn around, head down towards the street, make our way towards this wall on our right, and once we're there, we're going to get up on top of this roof, ruin this rooftop garden, and then find this little teeny tiny corner where we'll find an old picture that we shot of ourselves. We are vain. Now we're going to start right in front of this SNC building and jump on it. We're now going to run all the way up. Hopefully you do it better than I did. And then eventually we're going to find an old pair of arm webbings. You remember these things used to go under his armpits and let him glide like a squirrel. We're now going to start in front of the lederhosen. From there, we're going to go down this alley, make a slight right, make a slighter left, and go into this little nookie type area. And if we keep following all the way through, we're going to find Ash Ketchum's hat. Next, we're going to start in this dead-end room type thing in front of these Italian signs, I believe, and make our way down this set of green stairs. We're now going to pass a billboard for donuts, make our way down the rest of the stairs, hook around this pillar, and start climbing. Once we reach the top, we're going to find a set of classic web shooters. Now we want to start at this building and make our way towards across the way, towards the other building, where there appears to be some sort of dance party going on, which is really fitting because if we keep moving forward, we're going to find a prom flower from Peter Parker's past. We'll now want to find our way in front of this fashionable billboard and make our way across the street towards another fashionable billboard hanging above a sort of car vending machine type thing. And if we climb up, we'll eventually find a set of what looks like to be barbecue gloves of some sort. We'll now want to start on the corner of Spring and Church, and now turn around and head towards the fancy theater in front of you. From there, we're going to climb the wall, and above the marquee, we're going to find an old college ID. Now we're going to start in front of this billboard for pizza. Delicious. Drop down to the street to where we're in front of the building of Cheyenne. From here, we're going to climb the wall, and we're going to run all the way up top until we find our favorite recipe for wheat cakes. We're now going to start on this building and drop down below. From there, we're going to follow the water line to our left and keep walking forward until we reach the end, and we could zip line to another area. From here is where we'll find a locket which contains the pictures of Peter's parents, whose mom suspiciously looks like Kristen Dunst. We're now going to start atop this roof and jump towards the large Gothic type church thing below. And once we land on the roof, we're going to go left and start heading up the tallest tower that's there. And we'll just keep on climbing like a very agile King Kong until we reach the most top, where we'll find a dumpling recipe. Next, we're going to start on the corner of State and Lafayette and make our way up towards this building. We're now going to head forward past this jacuzzi and climb up another wall. And once there, we're going to climb up another wall. And then once we reach the top, we're going to find a little cleaning kit. We're now going to start on top of this chimney smokestack thing. Drop our way down to the street, this very busy street, and go into the middle section of it. And from here, if we look up above where these United States banner things are hanging, we're now going to web ourselves to the top of the post to where we'll find a calculator that'll let you play Tetris and Snake when you should be paying attention in class. Next, we'll start in front of this fancy schmancy building. We'll now head forward under the biggest arch, go through the smoke like a rock star, cling ourselves to the wall on the left, and make our way until we're completely upside down. It's here where we'll find a Little League participation trophy. Now we're going to start atop this building with these glass sunroof things and jump to the building made of many windows over here. And now we're going to keep on climbing and keep on climbing some more until we reach this unit, and we're going to go behind it where we'll find this very helpful book, which I hope is real because I could use it. The end. And there you go. You've now collected all 55 backpacks within the game. Thanks for watching.